Okay, folks, I think I am live. Let me know if you can hear me and see me while I go over here and check out the chat. Can you see and hear me? Hello, Michelle. Dawn. Can you see a thumbs up? Can you hear my voice? If not, I need a kick in the head because I have been trying to figure this out. Maybe if I type in the chat. I'm freaking out because I don't know if I can be heard or not. Anyway, I'm just going to get right into this. Today we are doing a live late night with Rod. What sold on eBay. And this is going to cover kind of a little bit at the end of last month when I sorted out everything I was going to list out. I was looking at when the items arrived at the buyer's location, not when I actually made the sale. So anyway, it's not going to be a ton of stuff because, as many of you know, I am a part-time reseller trying to learn this game before it completely tanks. I started this a little over a year ago, and I have been trying to learn as much as I possibly can. I fail a few times, but overall it's been a success. Anyway, I'm just trying to justify the low numbers. And am I loud? Anyway, let's just get right into it. I failed. That was actually supposed to go away. And I want to make sure I can read the chat, so bear with me as I switch over. And I'm going to try to keep up with the chat. It's been a long time since I've really done much live streaming. So anyway, here we go. First thing we sold is, this was the end of January actually, and this was a 8mm projector by Bell and Howell. This one I actually spotted at a thrift store before they were, the day before they had their 50% off sale, and I went in and I ended up paying $30 for it. So it wasn't a huge turnover at $68.98. This is also the item that, if you notice, I had it listed for $149.98 or $149.99, and somehow I haven't got resolution on this yet, but somehow I ended up with a 54%. Hey, Bear Picker. I ended up with a 54% off sale. The only item, not this guy, but you know, they recognized that it was their problem and they were going to allow me to cancel the order, but in just for good measure with the customer, I went ahead and fulfilled the sale. So my profits pretty much tanked from what I really wanted to make off of this particular item, but it was in really good condition. The only thing is this lid here didn't clasp really good. So but other than that, it was in great condition, had all the manuals in it. Of course, my fuzzy pictures there. But anyway, I wanted to get more, closely to about 110 for it, but I ended up having to let it go with a 54% off. Man, they got a bargain, and took $68.98. Luckily, it didn't have to go too far shipping because I did have free economy shipping on that. We're going to move right over to Christmas ornaments in January. I sat on these for probably about a month before Christmas, and nothing. And then finally, the end of January, they sold for $9.98. I picked a pair of them up for $1, so 50 cents a piece, and lotted them together, even though they were a little bit different. And I don't know if you guys have watched any of my older videos, but I have clothing patterns out the butt. I mean, I probably still got probably 300 of them left, but I still list them. I probably sell one to when they were really hitting 1 to 3 a week, I did sell some lots, but this particular one went for $9.97 plus shipping. It was Vintage Sewing Patterns Western Shirts. Oh, $40 for the projector. Yeah, they wanted 60 for that one, but I ended up waiting for half off. Anyway, off to the Timex collectible. I tell you what, I was thankful to get rid of this. I'd been holding on to this for quite some time, and I mean, it was just a little bitty clock. I don't know if you've seen them before, but you know, it's Timex. It was in the package. Finally let that go at $9.97, $5.15 shipping. And I actually, if I remember, I mean, this is when I first started buying at the auctions. I want to say I might have given, I think it was in a lot, so it would have been right around $1 to $2. So not a huge profit on that. I'm just glad to get it out of the inventory. Yes, Don, I found, I had listed probably about 60 or 70 of those patterns individually, and then it went to lots of 2, and then it went to lots of 4, and then it went to lots of 10, and then lots of 50. I've got a couple lots of 50 now, just because I got tired of listing them individual. And I come to realize that, you know, if you're, the longer they sit on your inventory, and if you're getting hit on any of them with your listing fees after you go over your max number of listings, then you're eventually going to be losing money on it. Next thing we're going to go through, I could have swore I had the box of these Osprey books. I want to say it was probably about a month and a half ago. And I'm not gonna lie, my memory could be failing me terribly, but I want to say I gave 56 for a lot of these books. I think they ended up costing me, let's just say they ended up costing me about $3. I'll put comments down below if I find out I'm lying to you, but I want to say it was 56 for the lot of books, but it very well could have been 76. I'm getting freaking old. My memory is starting to fail. Anyway, it was a lot of these Osprey modeling books, and I started selling some of them. There was also some, I want to say there's also some World at War books in there as well. I'll have to go back and look, but they finally started going. $11.99 for this one. I got modeling World War II figures, $11.60 for that one. Oh, and then we're going back to this clock. This is one of the first clocks first set of clocks. I actually bought 2 of these. One was a brown and it lit up, and the other one, I can't remember. I want to say I got $35 for it. And this one was $24.97. And it's just these United self-starting, the clockwork on it. But it was golf themed. You can see if you look close that the paint was coming off of the little men there. But anyway, I was glad to see that go. I paid $2 a piece for these lamps. But this one, I sat on this one for quite some time. This is another one that's out of that lot of books. Flames of War, Ostfront Handbook. It's a strategy game, I believe, where they create their models and everything else. And I ended up selling that one for $14 plus shipping. And all these I've been sending media mail. Then there's Stalingrad. Another Flames of War book, $24 plus shipping on that one. You know, I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. Are you talking about him? You know, you're pretty much right. Yes, I was a I love those horror movies. Okay. And then this is a set of dice out of that lot too. $19.99 plus shipping. This was sealed and packaged. Then I sold this old. This is a home source item from back in the day. My pictures were terrible. I had a tablecloth hanging in the background. Yeah, I had quite a few of those books, Lonnie. And thanks for joining, by the way. I missed you. And if I miss anybody, just count it as inexperience while I'm starting to do this whole online thing. But yeah, I've still got quite a few books left. I've already made my money, I know, off the lot, and now everything's going to be profit going forward outside of fees and what everybody else takes. This, I want to say I gave a couple dollars for this set of pendants. This one was at Oregon. I had California and Chinatown. Just these vintage pendants. And I would say I probably gave about $2 for the whole lot. I want to say that I don't think I had anything else in that lot. I'll have to go back and look. I didn't have my invoice. I should have printed that off because this was just from a recent auction. I actually tore that one. They were in really rough condition, and I pulled the felt. I mean, I did. I was unfolding or whatever, and I pulled it, or I was trying to wrinkle it, and just snapped it right off. So I went ahead and put it with the picture, took the picture, and sent it on its way. And like I said, I put them on auction because I didn't know what they were going to go for, and they only took $5.59 plus shipping. Do you do a lot of pennants? This is the first round that I've done, so it's new territory for me. These were in pretty rough condition. Oh, the one that I did like, I thought they would have gone a little bit more. There's Washington Razor clams. I forgot I had more in here. And then this one was a Knott's Berry Farm. It had feathers sticking out of it. I really thought that they would have taken off better in auction, but I probably should have just went buy it now and raise the prices to see what they would have. Yeah, Lonnie does make it look easy. Our resident YouTube star. Michelle, this is... I don't know what to believe. I spoke to eBay directly and asked them, you have some people that will say fill up every bit of real estate in that title field, and then you talk to eBay, and eBay said that the person I spoke with said that they had talked to their tech department, and they said the more words you put in the title, the more confused the system gets. So I guess I'm just going to have to experiment with it a little bit and see what really works. So I will start adding more keywords and putting more words in my subject and see if that helps any. I will take that. I will start doing that and see if I see a boost. It seems like there's little factors that seem to be doing okay for me, but I'm still far from doing, tons of sales daily, and that may be my problem. So I will switch it up starting tomorrow. Yeah, I was there for the $400 super chat that Lonnie got that night. We can only dream to be that big. This is I pick up tons of games. They're not my favorite thing to flip, just because for me they I don't know. I think probably PS2 kind of ruined it for me on games. But here's Nintendo DS Asphalt Urban GT, $9.99 with free shipping. Okay, I saw these Rockport men's size 10.5 medium brown leather slip on Dress Penny. How were those? Was that a little bit better with my keywords? This particular pair, I paid, I want to say $6-7 for them. I saw these brand new shoes. I said, you know what? I'm going to try shoes. So I bought 2 pairs. And for the life of me, I thought they were both the same size. So I put them on the same listing. And I sold them. And all of a sudden I get a message back that said, I have a 10.5 and a 9.5. Is there any way I can get the right shoes sent to me? So here I am. I've got maybe $5-6 profit in these shoes. Now I have to ship a return shipping label because it was my error with the right shoe, and I put it in I even gave him a padded envelope to send the shoe back to me so that I would have the other set. And fortunately they were very gracious and did all that. The only thing I felt a little bit guilty of when I sent them the right shoe, not only did I send them, let me go back, not only did I send them the wrong size shoes, I sent him 2 left feet. So it was a total mess up. But I felt a little bit guilty because when I sent him the right shoe, I sent it slow and got the priority return shipping on the other one so I could get the other pair up and listed. But nothing really special. They were brand new, pretty much. I mean, there was some, it looks like they might have been worn once. And yes, I should have cleaned them a little bit better. But I still ended up selling it. It ended up being an okay transaction. Hopefully I will at least break even with selling the next shoe. Here's more of my gloves. I bought, I want to say 34 pairs of these. And I might have, I want to say maybe 30 cents a pair into them. And I've just been slowly letting them trickle out for, $3 to $4 a pair plus shipping. So, it's not a ton of money. I've still got 15 left. I guess they bought 2 of them. I was just catching up with the chat. Hello. What do you want me to do with them?
Can you clean them?
Yeah, I need the thing.
No, I put it on, but then there's it's...
Sorry. Go ahead. Go get me the yellow. Do they need to be cleaned right now?
No, but it didn't. It made it worse.
Okay, just set them there, and I'll take care of it in a bit.
Where?
Just anywhere. Right there on the... Yeah, that's fine. It was an emergency. I had to discuss cleaning a set of pretend glasses. So, I'm sure you guys have caught up with the screen by now, but I had this vintage Canon hard leather case, lens eye case. That was actually my daughter, my 10-year-old. She is getting ready to go down to Invent Idaho state competition, and one of her props was a pair of glasses, and she had tried to put some cleaning material, and I think that they were probably, I don't know. I think she doesn't wear glasses, so she probably just doesn't know how to clean them. I don't think my wife isn't in the chat tonight either. I'm sure she would be making fun of me if she was. But this was, nothing. This came in a lot. I probably paid $4 to $5. I pick up a lot of $4 or $5 lots. In this there was other camera miscellaneous stuff. There was an old roll of film. But anyway, Nothing super spectacular. It was in pretty good condition. There was some spotting, if you can see that in the. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't have a. It's not giving me the zoom feature. Maybe because I don't have it. Oh, there it goes. You can see there's some white paint in there. I will let her know that y'all wish her good luck. Yes, it's in Vent, Idaho. It's basically they start out at the school level and they have different categories. They have working models, non-working models. They have games and toys and games. They have a Jules Verne category. But you pick what category you want to do and you compete at the school level. And then she got past that and she went to next was the district level and she ended up with she's so funny. She was a little bummed out because she didn't get a rosette ribbon, the big ribbons like this. She's never gotten a ribbon, but that was for first, second, and third in the categories, but she ended up with best in category, which is she got a plaque and everything. So then she goes to regionals, and then they went through her grade, they went through their categories, and she didn't get first, second, and third, and she's like crossing her fingers. Well, she ended up getting best in category, which, proud dad here, winning out of the toys and games category from ages first grade all the way up through 8th grade, and she's in the 5th grade. I thought that was a huge accomplishment. So now she's going down to state this weekend, and we'll see how she does with that. We're just catching up with the chat here. I have not ventured into FBA. I've always told myself that I was going to, but I just haven't done it yet. Here's my poor titles here again. TDK, High 8, MP, 120. Lot of 3 unopened new tapes. $12 plus shipping. I had sat on those for quite a while. I do not have a moderator. Do I have some trolls in here? I haven't had to deal with trolls in forever. Now this was an auction pickup. I want to say I gave around. I sure wish I would have been a little bit more prepared. I can't imagine I would have given more than $10 or $15 for this. And what is a Pazar 1/4 at 10 to 50 volts, 625 hertz, low voltage current tracer? CT10, I don't know what the hell it is, and to be honest with you, just based on age and what I knew that it was, what I kind of understood it to do, I just sold it and took my chances, and ended up selling it for $45. Hello, Cindy. I'm trying to find who's a troll. I'll have to figure out how to go in and make somebody a I'll put you two to work. There you go. Now I have some moderators at least for tonight. But anyway, everything was complete. It was in case, what I saw compared to other comps, and I've had to deal with trolls. And when I used to game, I actually, you wouldn't believe it, watch my streams now, but I actually live streamed game playing for a year straight, every night. About 3/4 of the way through the year, I did cut back to only 6 days a week, but I was playing games, 6-7 hours. Well, let's just say 5 to 7 on average. And I dealt with trolls all the time. And I ended up with some loyal followers on Twitch that ended up being pretty decent people, because I just said, you know what? Come on, if I can take and waste your time being a troll to where you're not bugging anybody else out in the YouTube community, so be it. Taking one for the team. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, $45 for that. I had a couple of these rotary brass belt buckles. This one was the worst condition with the little pits there on that side of it. But overall, it was in pretty decent condition, I felt. I guess it's brass, not copper. Did I say copper? Brass Works Limited. This one went for $12.97. I'm sure I got at least similar to that, maybe $15 on the first one I sold, but $12.97 plus shipping. And these ended up in a lot as well. So a lot of stuff, when I buy things in a lot, I pretty much just average the price. And usually in these weird bundle lots, I am, paying $1 at the most for it. And then we're going to got rid of one of my PSP games. This came in a game lot that I bought a while back. $7.31 plus shipping. I actually have a PSP, but the battery was exploded on it. So I have to order an OEM battery if I can find one that I can that I can count on working. I hear they're hard to come by. So if any of you guys have a source for PSP batteries, let me know. Here's another set of those gloves. And that one, $3.98. I got my full $3.98 for that pair. And man, you would be styling with those wrist guards. And if you've watched a lot of my other older stuff, you'll know that I love to sell gun-related books, weapon. It's not that I'm a big, I don't own, a ton of weapons or anything, but the books sell. This particular one I got $24.97. The reloading ones I don't do quite as well as I do the vintage catalogs. Pull up comps for like Stoeger, Stoeger. That's a good one that sells. And there's a couple other ones out there, but I've done really well with the older Stoeger catalogs. But anything that is weapon related, there are a lot of collectors out there that come to eBay to fulfill their collection. I looked in, I guess I get stuck on reviews a lot, Lonnie, on those knockoff batteries that half the time you get them and they don't work and half the time you do. So I guess I'm just going to have to give it a shot. I'd like to at least just have it to add it to. It was a first gen PSP, the ones before they locked them out, where, it never had that update that wouldn't allow them to be, what do they call it when they break into it and hack them. Anyway, I've got one of those. I just want to keep it for my gaming collection and to be able to test some of these PSP games I come across. They do really well. I've sold some of those Stoeger catalogs. I've sold upwards to $65 for one book with the cover falling off, believe it or not. I recently picked up a lot of pocket knives. Do I know anything about pocket knives? Absolutely not. But what I did find out is knife, just like the weapons catalogs, knife collectors come to eBay to fill their collections as well. There's a vintage stiletto cutlery two-bladed knife. I paid $20 for probably about, I want to say there's 10 or 15 knives in there. And they're not. These weren't in, by no means were they in perfect condition. There wasn't any really splitting in the wood. The blades were pretty broken down. I mean, it had been sharpened many times. My pictures on this one were terrible. It seems like I have good days, but I have more bad days with my pictures than any others. But you can see there was a little bit of an initial or something looked like it had at one time been carved into the handle there. But like I said, $20 for it ended up being almost right at a buck a knife. So this one I ended up selling for $15 free shipping. And I have another one. I don't know if it's the next one popping up. Oh no, my dolls. These are my small Chinese porcelain dolls, 4 inches. Yes, my keywords. I couldn't find anything that would comp these out. Now, so basically, they were like tiny, but they were both porcelain. It looked like they went together. And there I took a picture with the ruler. They had some pretty intricate detail. He's got a little pony hanging out there. And they were, for those that you are easily offended, turn away. It was showing that they were porcelain all the way through, and just the connections of their butts, I guess. I don't know. But hey, I ended up selling them for $14.99 for the pair plus shipping. And I got good review. I mean, the person came back and said they were packed really well, and what a bargain. So either I was way cheap on these, or they just felt like they were getting a super bargain for them. But I think for the entire lot, I got these and another set of composite dolls that came with the lot, as well as another little sand-filled doll. The other dolls I have them listed for quite a bit more, but I may end up dropping the price. I'm thinking they're probably going to be worth about I've got them listed for about $65 for the pair. So the entire lot of 5 dolls I gave $6 for it. Hey, my daughter cracks up every time. Every time I come home, I go, guess what I got today? She's like, another doll. I'm like, look, they're making me money here. I am here to be judged. I have no problems with it. Here's one of my hats. I know you guys talk about selling hats all the time, but they're just not... I'm just not that huge into them. I still buy them. I'll still sell them when they sell. But here's the Seattle Mariners. For the problem with this one, which I know, is it was sized. You have to find the right people that wear a size 7 1/8. God knows it's not me because I have a huge head. So $12 free shipping. And so yeah, I guess that's the only thing I can contribute is it's not the snapback. Here I sold some cufflinks, and these pictures are terrible. This was when I first got my camera and I was trying to play with the settings, and as you can see, they came out really bad. But just some gold tone Lions Club international cufflinks. I do not have any jewelry jars, but I've bought... What I found out, I do a lot of my sourcing on an online auction here locally, and I've learned over the last year that I've been doing it, I kind of learn what kind of to bid on and what not, and they would put, at first I was all excited about bidding on these jars or cups or whatever full of jewelry, but then I realized they were putting all their cheap crap in there. The last semblance of a jewelry jar I got was this. It was had some cufflinks in it, and I think that the rose colored glass bowl is probably worth more than some of the cufflinks that came in it, sadly. I think that the odder the better on the cufflinks. I don't know. I haven't learned it either, but I know that it's so funny too because you'll see another set come up here in a minute. I did a flea market. I was a vendor at a flea market. I want to say not last weekend, but the weekend before. And when I got done with it, it was snowing. That was a day it was snowing, raining, sun shining, and we had thunder and lightning at the same time. We ended up, I just packed everything in our huge box truck and closed the door, and I left it over at our shop. Didn't worry about emptying anything out. I figured, you know what? I'm probably not going to sell that jewelry anyway, and that jewelry is the only thing that I had in the truck that I had still, cross-listed or still listed on eBay. Between that time and now, and we've gotten 4 or 5 inches of snow, I have sold 2 pairs of cufflinks. Finally today, I went and got the box of jewelry, and I probably won't sell anything for now that I actually got them at the house. Hey, thanks, Bearded Picker. You're probably already gone. So that's my story of cufflinks this past week. Here's another pocket knife I sold out of that lot. A vintage Cutwell single blade pocket knife. This one, I mean, it's in great condition. The blade does show that it had evidently been sharpened many, many times. But this one, I had the most questions. I kept getting the same question. Does the blade have any snap? And again, whether I do a little bit of Etsy, I do Amazon, primarily books on Merch Fulfilled. I do a little bit of merch by Amazon, and I do flea markets. I just started those this year, and that's pretty much it. I don't have a ton out on Etsy, and I considered. I don't know. That's really all I do right now. Primarily eBay, though, and I still have a stack of books that I have listed on Amazon. Good night, Scott. Thanks for stopping in. I know it's late where all y'all are, or half y'all are. But anyway, another knife that I sold out of that $20 lot I got. This one I got $17.27 plus shipping. Had a bidding war with 6 bids. This one was a hat that I had for some time. I actually took an offer. I want to say, I have that pulled up here. At least I thought I did. Yeah, this one, I did get full price for that. $19.98 plus with free shipping. And this, I didn't even know what it was. That's why I didn't even list it at first. I sat on it for probably 2 or 3 months because I couldn't figure out what that B is. And I went out to a subreddit, and I said, does anybody recognize this team? And sure enough, somebody did. So that's how I found out it was Bowie Base Socks, New Era Baseball Hat, snapback, and it is actually a farm team for the Baltimore Orioles. So that's how I found that out. That's probably one of the top selling hats that I personally had. The thing I found with Etsy, I don't like their posting platform, and I think I just go to the ease of eBay. maybe it's just I have to get out of that, get used to it, but it just seems like every time I list something on Etsy, it's just a pain in the ass process to push things through the app, because I do almost everything on my app, but it's just not as convenient for a seller as eBay is to me. I love the whole, I love how you can do your shipping so much easier on eBay, but it's not, I do have an Etsy account and I do sell things on Etsy, and maybe I just need to work a little bit more on it. I don't know, but there's definitely a change in the smoothness of listing an item on eBay versus Etsy, and it would take me a lot. It would take me a lot more time, and especially I do this, on a part-time basis. Here in the summer months, I'll be doing a lot, helping my wife out with our other business, and she's really gearing that up this summer. And it's like I tried getting into Etsy and doing it, being more adamant over it this last summer, but it just seemed the ease of eBay is what really got me hooked. I do sell clothes. I sell hats, and I've considered Poshmark after seeing many of the videos in live streams that I've watched the last week or so, but I haven't done it yet. I did my first via trading box, a couple weeks ago. I'm always picking up hats, vintage clothes. I do a lot of militaria. I have a lot of items, I guess, that would fit perfectly between Etsy and Poshmark, and I just haven't. I don't know. I've sunken into the comfortable slipper of eBay, and that's where I've been happy at. I will have to consider Poshmark. Next item we have here, I'm still selling my, I want to say it was $87 for 96 Atari 2600. There's a couple other ones in there, but I'm still selling these. This gate lot of 6. I actually took an offer of 10. Well, he wanted 8. I countered back at 10, and I actually traded him out. I want to say I traded one game out for him out of one of my other lots. So I am slowly getting all my money back from all the games that I bought. eBay is easy, but I will, Don. I will plan on trying to put some of my clothing and stuff on Poshmark just to see how it goes. I love the fact that I can do stuff on my phone. I'll take a lot of images and I'll download them to my phone, and while I'm at work, if I need a few minutes just to relax, I'll go to my phone and actually list there. It just makes it easy for me, and on the go as well. If I'm sitting waiting on my wife to get out of the store or whatever, I can sit there and list a couple of items while I'm doing so. Here is the first sale of the infamous Via Trading case lot. This mint JM collection, mint julep lace chiffon hem top, extra large. What about those keywords? And I think I actually stole these. And this is where I have. And this is what's bad. They weren't even the best pictures that I possibly could have stolen, but it sold. $14.99. I have $402 is what my average cost is of everything in my in that Via Trading box, and so anything over $402 I'm happy to get. just because the whole via trading thing was an experiment for me. Some of the questions I have, where you pick up these clothes and they ended up with the tags. And you know what? They are tags, but they might say returned label or something to that effect. Now, do you consider a return label, even though it's the actual... I have one sitting right here. Let me see if I have one. I finally just ended up tearing... Yes, here's what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Anyway, right here, it says customer return label. It is an actual label for, it says Charter Club on the back. It's an actual label. So I've been struggling with that, trying to determine, is it really new with tags? It's not really pre-owned. Somebody might have just taken it, changed their mind, brought it back to the store. I'm selling them new with tags because they do have a tag and they are in new condition. But anyway, I've been kind of struggling with that with the via trading stuff. But everything else seems to be... It seems to be a pretty good deal now, but I still haven't gotten recouped all my money, so it's a little early to say. So I did buy a steamer so that I could steam these clothes. I wouldn't have to iron. I am an ironer, and but I don't. I got tired of ironing when I had to iron my uniforms back in the day. So the mint julep lace chiffon hem top, extra large, $14.99 plus $3.75 shipping. We're coming down here to the end. Here's that other pair of cufflinks I have. These are the Kissing Turtle cufflinks, and yes, I need to work on those keywords, but that will be my goal from this point forward, is improving on my keywords and going back to my older listing and update all my all my titles. Yeah, I hear that, Cindy. I just struggled for it. Struggle with it a little bit. If you saw, I would say 2 videos ago, I did a haul video, and these are this is the bad buy. I didn't go in and preview the items. I just viewed them online. This was a pair of black Harley Davidson riding boots. Biker lace up zipper has flaws. You can tell the ones that I actually steal titles from and just add or change to fit my purpose. But anyway, these had, you can kind of see, I'm going to see if you can actually see it on the screen. If you look right down here, oh, I'm in the way. I'm going to move this. I was going to try to make this bigger. Okay, down there at the bottom, right there, you can kind of see where that heel is kind of misshapen. And then now I'm in the way again. Let me move that over. You can kind of really see it right there. Here you can see it. Over here, basically that whole thing was road rashed down. And I paid $11 for this pair of boots, thinking I was going to do better on them. And when I got them home and I saw that roached out heel, I was a little bit devastated. I mean, it's $11. So basically I shaved off, because it actually peeled. It looked like they tried to stop the bike with their heel, and it peeled all that rubber back to the back. So I just took a little X-Acto knife and trimmed all that excess rubber off the back of the heel and said, you know what, I'm just going to put them out for $11 and see if I can make my money back on it. And with our shipping discount, I almost broke even with fees and everything else. So I just, sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, but you try to learn from your mistakes. So I am going to switch over. That's all I had tonight for my sold stuff. I'm going to move my chat over so I can actually read. But it was a blast having y'all in here. I'm going to try to do more live stuff. It's not going to be all this at this time. I just really wanted to do it again, and practice it'll improve my skills going forward. But I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me tonight. Everybody that is still in, I saw Don and Lonnie and Michelle and Cindy. Well, thanks for coming back. And if I missed anybody, I think Scott left. I think probably John. John was in here in the beginning, but he's probably gone to bed. I'm surprised half the other people aren't already in bed as well. But anyway, thanks for coming and checking it out and hanging out with me for this evening. It was a blast, and we'll catch you in the next chat room at least. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.